It's finally here. It's finally upon us. The NBA Finals. Denver Nuggets versus probably the #1 surprise of the entire season and playoffs, the Miami Heat. We're going to discuss it. We're going to pick a winner. We're going to talk about some X factors. We're going to talk about coaching. We're going to talk about Nikola Jovic, Jimmy Butler, all of those things. But as y'all know, before we get started, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell so you can know everything that's going on with the channel. Now let's jump straight into it. Now, before we jump into the actual series, let's just discuss the elephant in the room. Your boy Yeez did not get the finals matchup correct. I picked the Lakers and the Celtics. Obviously, this is the complete opposite of what I thought was going to happen. The Nuggets swept the Lakers. The Heat beat the Celtics in 7 games to get to this point. Shout out to both teams for winning the championship for their respective conferences and making it to this point. And then let me also say, shout out to the Miami Heat. Only the second 8 seed in NBA history to make the NBA Finals. The first team ever to be in the play-in tournament and get to the finals. That's historic right there. It's been an amazing playoffs. It's been amazing to watch. I've been loving every single second of it. And to get to this point for the Miami Heat, it's amazing for them. It just goes to show everybody has a chance in the NBA playoffs. Everybody has a chance to get to the NBA Finals, a chance to win the championship, a chance to make some history. And that's exactly what the Heat are doing right now. I also want to give a shout out to the Denver Nuggets. First NBA Finals, first Western Conference championship that they just won. This is major for both teams. It's going to be a historic NBA Finals regardless of who comes out on top, and I honestly cannot wait to see it all unfold. Before we jump into Nikola Jovic, Jimmy Butler, X factors, things like that, I want to discuss coaching in this matchup. I feel like the coaching matchup in this series is very interesting. It's a great matchup. Mike Malone is a great coach. Erik Spoelstra is a champion, a Hall of Famer. He's been to the finals. This is his 7th NBA Finals as an assistant and as a head coach. So he has the experience on his side. I feel like Erik Spoelstra's basketball mind has been shown at such a high level throughout these playoffs because the Miami Heat are an 8 seed. They've been an underdog in every single series they've been in so far, and they've been able to get to this point. And Erik Spoelstra is a huge factor in that. I'm very interested to see what Erik Spoelstra is going to do to try to slow down Nikola Jovic. I'm also interested to see what Mike Malone is going to do in order to combat with the matchups and the rotations and adjustments that Erik Spoelstra brings to the table. I definitely feel like for Mike Malone, perimeter defense has to be a priority for him, and for Erik Spoelstra, slowing down Nikola Jovic, because you can't stop him, slowing down Nikola Jovic will be a huge factor for Erik Spoelstra. That's what I'm looking at with the coaching matchup. I feel like overall, when it comes to basketball, sometimes coaching matchups are underlooked. They're not looked at with, a level of importance as players and, bench players, 6 men, things like that. I feel like this is a series where the coaching matchup has to be highlighted. It has to be talked about. It has to be something that you all have to pay attention to if you're going to watch the NBA Finals this year. This is one of my favorite coaching matchups that I've seen in all of my years of watching basketball because I love Erik Spoelstra and his mindset with basketball. And Mike Malone is such a confident coach. He's always confident in his team, and he always uplifts them at a time of need. And I'm very interested to just see how this coaching matchup plays out with rotations, adjustments, matchups, things of that nature. It's going to be really fun to watch. Now I want to discuss the 2 superstars representing each team. Jimmy Butler for the Miami Heat, Nikola Jovic for the Denver Nuggets. First, let's talk about Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is a dog. He's an animal. He knows how to overcome all odds, even in his personal life. You got to know what's up with Jimmy Butler. Do your homework on Jimmy Butler. If you don't know anything about his personal, his upbringing, anything like that, you'll understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. Jimmy Butler knows how to overcome all odds when he's an underdog. He's been doing it since he joined the Miami Heat. As you can see, this is his 2nd NBA Finals since joining the Heat. So Jimmy Butler and his mindset, his tenacity, his toughness has led to the Miami Heat to this point. The Miami Heat have been underdogs this entire playoffs. Every series that they've been in so far, they've been underdogs. And for them to get to this point, a lot of that has to do with Jimmy Butler. We all know that. So for me, what I'm looking at from Jimmy Butler in this series, I'm looking for Jimmy Butler to be a leader. I'm looking for Jimmy Butler to step his scoring numbers up a little bit as well. Jimmy Butler got to put up 30 a night. He has to put up 30 a night. There's no way around it. We know Jimmy Butler can go out and score between 20, 25 any given night. But can Jimmy Butler boost that to 30, 35, maybe even 40 to lead his team to a championship? I feel like it's necessary for him. I feel like it's very necessary for him to step those numbers up, to just step the numbers up. If you want to lead the team to a championship, we're talking about the NBA Finals. This is a whole different ball game. This ain't the Eastern Conference semifinals. This is a different ball game. This for the Larry O'Brien trophy that we talking about. Step the numbers up, Jimmy. I want to see you step the numbers up this series to lead your team to a championship. Now let me talk about Nikola Jovic real quick. Two-time MVP. I feel like Nikola Jovic got a chip on his shoulder because he didn't win a third straight MVP this year. And I feel like for Nikola Jovic, he needs to lead his team, which he has been doing, get his triple-double, score, pass, rebound, as he's been doing. And Nikola Jovic has to go out, lead the team to a championship, and also win Finals MVP. Win Finals MVP. That's what I need from Nikola Jovic in the NBA Finals if the Nuggets win. I want him to win Finals MVP. I feel like Finals MVP is more important and holds a higher stake over the regular season MVP, because when you win Finals MVP, you get a championship trophy that comes with it. And can't nobody take that away from you. So I need to see that from both of these guys if their respective teams are going to win the title. Whoever wins the title. I need to see tenacity, toughness, and Jimmy Butler to step up. I need to see Nikola Jovic keep leading, keep doing what he's doing, and go win Finals MVP. That's what I want from both superstars in this series. Let's jump back into it. Now let's get into my favorite part of the playoff prediction series that I've been doing. The X factors for both teams. I'm going to pick one for the Nuggets, one for the Heat. I'm going to start with the Heat. The X factor for the Heat, Bam Adebayo. Number one, offensively, Bam Adebayo is going to have to step it up. He's going to have to score more points. Not saying that Bam Adebayo has been bad this playoffs offensively, but I feel like with Nikola Jovic on the other side of the basketball, you are going to have to score more points. You're going to have to try to crash more boards. You're going to have to try to get to the ball before Nikola Jovic when it comes to rebounding. I'm also looking at what's your defense on Nikola Jovic going to be like? Are you going to be able to slow Nikola Jovic down? Are you going to be able to stop him from facilitating? What is Bam Adebayo going to do in order to slow down the Nuggets superstar? Is he going to step it up? We're going to see. And the X factor for the Nuggets, I feel like the X factor for the Nuggets is, I want to say Jamal Murray, but Jamal Murray has been doing his thing the entire playoff. So I'm not going to say him. I'm going to roll with Michael Porter Jr. I honestly feel like Michael Porter Jr. can get off this series. I feel like he can score 20 to 25 a few games in this series, maybe even 30 in the game. Michael Porter Jr., we know as soon as he gets the ball in his hand, he's looking to shoot. Michael Porter Jr. barely passes the ball. I saw him pass the ball most against the Lakers. So for the Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. is going to have to hit his shots. He's going to have to hit his shots. He's going to have to, you can't be bricking it up against the Heat, because the Heat have shooters on their side and they will combat with missed shots with open threes. So Michael Porter Jr. is going to have to make his shots. He's going to have to be a scorer in this series in order for the Nuggets to win the title. Now, I want to touch base on two quick things before we get into who I think is going to win this series. The first thing I want to discuss is, I saw a report Tyler Hero might be coming back for this series in Game 3. That will be major for the Heat. I'm not going to say Tyler Hero is an X factor because he can't play in the first couple games. So his participation not being there, I can't consider him an X factor. But I will say, if Tyler Hero is able to come back for Game 3, that's big for the Heat. Tyler Hero is a 20-point scorer. He can shoot the ball. Maybe a liability on defense, depending on how you look at it. But offensively, he's a major factor for the Heat. And I feel like if he comes back into this series, Game 3, Game 4, it could lead to the Heat winning a few games. We'll see. But I feel like Tyler Hero possibly coming back is major for the Heat. It helps them out in the long run. And I hope that Tyler Hero comes back. I like to watch him play. He's a great shooter. So hopefully he's able to come back, and we'll see if that happens. Now, the second thing that I want to talk about regarding this series, I don't know if you all remember, but there was a moment last year where Nikola Jovic pushed one of the Morris twins in the back, and they said it almost ended his career. If you remember that game, if you remember what happened, Jimmy Butler was ready to kill Nikola Jovic, basically. Kept telling them to come to the back so they can fight. And I feel like that factor in this series, due to the fact that both teams still have their core from last season, that's going to make this series a lot more interesting. I feel like Jimmy Butler doesn't like Nikola Jovic because of what he did to his teammate. And I feel like it adds a little more fire to this series because I feel like that's something that people forgot about. So if you don't know about that, go search it up on YouTube. Go look at it, see what happened so you can understand why I'm talking about what I'm talking about right now. But I just feel like that factor happening last season is going to make this series a lot more interesting. Now, before we get into who I think is going to win the title, I decided to take my Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram right here below so you all can follow it if you want. And also in the description as well. I decided to create a broadcast channel for my Instagram page as a way for me to engage with my followers, subscribers, etc. all in one. So what I did today was I dropped a poll in the broadcast channel. I asked my followers, who do they think is going to win the NBA title? These are the results. From the look of it, a lot of people feel like the Denver Nuggets are going to win the title. And I appreciate everybody who voted in the poll. If you want to join the broadcast channel, simply just follow my Instagram. The link to the broadcast channel is in my bio on my Instagram. Just come on and join the fun because I send messages every day. I do some comedy, inspirational posts. I ask questions. I do polls and things like that, just as a way to engage with my followers all in one place. So these are the results that my followers came up with. Looks like they think the Denver Nuggets are going to win. And honestly, I'm going to have to agree with them. I'm rolling with the Denver Nuggets to win in 5 games. I definitely see the Heat maybe winning more than 1 game in this series, but I just feel like overall, the Nuggets are the better team. They're focused. They have the better superstar. They have the better role players. I feel like it's just the Nuggets' time to win a championship, and Nikola Jovic can get this chip off his shoulder, win his first championship, win his first Finals MVP. And that's just what I think is going to happen in this NBA Finals. Like I said, I feel like it's going to be a very, very, very interesting and fun series because it's very unexpected. Nobody had the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals. Let's be honest. Nobody probably had the Miami Heat going to the Finals. So it's going to be very interesting. Once again, shout out to the Heat for making it this far. But I feel like the Denver Nuggets will come out on top to end the 2022-23 NBA season and win their first championship as a franchise. And there you have it. That is who I think will win the NBA Finals this year. This might be my last video regarding basketball this season, unless, of course, we get a Game 7. If we get a Game 7, I'll drop another video predicting the Game 7. But as always, I appreciate you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know who y'all think is going to win the NBA Finals. I'm out of here. Until next time, y'all have a good one.